The talent management course that I'll be teaching is really designed to help executives think about how they can better manage talent in their own organizations. It's an area where companies are really focusing a lot of attention today, given the variety of talent challenges that they're facing. In more established markets, we know that companies are facing, for example, the retirement of an aging workforce that's leading to key gaps in particular senior leadership talent, whereas in more emerging markets, companies are finding due to growth and competition, it's really hard to find, attract and develop and retain critical talent. And so what we also know from looking at a variety of different sources is that companies aren't very good at managing their talent. They admit that they're not good at identifying future leaders. Most of the systems or practices that they have in place don't really align with where the company's trying to go in the future. So what we see is that it's not an area in which companies tend to be very robust. And so this course is really designed to try to help these managers think about what can they do in their own organizations to help manage critical talent pools, whether that's high potential talent, maybe in technical areas, or if it's leadership talent, but really how can they attract, develop, engage, and retain that key talent. We certainly know that companies that do excel in talent management do see returns on the bottom line. So companies that have more formal and rigorous processes in place, for example, in terms of tracking and developing future leaders, see higher shareholder return. It's also an issue that frankly is showing up on CEOs' radars. A recent survey found that developing and retaining critical talent, as well as identifying and developing the next generation of leaders, were identified as the two kind of global hot button issues for companies globally. A lot of what I teach in this course comes from not only an academic understanding of what's the latest thinking around things like creating an employment brand or performance management or talent development, but also what I hear and see in the companies that we work with. We have a great opportunity here in the ILR school in Cornell to interact with companies through organizations like our Center for Advanced Human Resource Studies. And we've gone out in recent years and have talked to these companies about what are some of the key challenges they're facing in talent management, what are some of the practices that they've put in place to help address those challenges, where do they see their programs going in the future as well. And so I bring a lot of that knowledge of best practices and kind of trends in the field into the classroom as well. People often think of talent management as something that is really an HR issue. And one thing I really stress in this course is that talent management is something that all stakeholders in an organization have to have a role in. So as senior executives, as experienced executives, these students will play a key role in managing talent, whether it's building a strong culture that supports talent, developing their own talent, kind of refining talent programs or strategy in their organization. So, for anyone that has any type of people management responsibilities, talent management is a key issue.